Welcome back! We have made it to the ruins that the Jedi wanted us to investigate, and now they are open to us. So let's go inside and see what's in there. Hopefully we can get an idea of what Malak and Revan were after. Feels like a very cold and ancient place. And there's a droid here. Okay, we don't know what that means. Let's see if we can find out. Apparently, even though Kane is very fluent in many different languages, we don't know what this is. That kind of sounds like the Sand People dialect, but we don't understand that either.
I think the droid is trying to communicate with us by cycling through a variety of languages. Each time it spoke, it was using a very different alien dialect. The droid can probably understand us. The only problem is it may not have been programmed with the phonemes of a language we can understand.
Okay, apparently we understood that language, though.
I recognize this language as well. It's an archaic variant of the Selkath dialect spoken on Manaan. But why would a droid on Dantooine be programmed to speak ancient Selkath? It must be referring to Revan. The Dark Lord and Malak likely encountered this droid when they explored these ruins.
So there's apparently a group called the Builders, but we don't really know who they are. But what exactly is the function of this droid? There's the mention of that Star Forge again. We heard Malak and Revan talking about it in the dream, but we have no idea what it is, though. Sounds like something pretty dangerous. And if we're in the hands of the Sith, definitely dangerous. Okay, that's not helping us very much.
The droid is obviously not programmed with the knowledge we seek. The Star Forge sounds like some type of weapon, perhaps. Though in fact, it could be anything.
I don't really know if it has nothing to do with the Sith. We do know that the Sith are an ancient race, and they could have had something to do with it.
Maybe. That might explain how the Sith were able to amass a fleet so quickly. But I suspect the Star Forge is more powerful than a mere factory. Maybe the droid has more information we can use. It seems to respond to you. Perhaps you should ask it something else.
Okay, that's good, because there's a lot of information that we need to find out here. First of all, the Builders. He keeps making mention of them, and from what we can tell, they seem like a very savage species or group. Perhaps they were the Sith. Let's find out.
These builders must have been an extinct people. Though it is strange, there's no record of their existence. Even the archives of the Jedi Academy make no mention of them. In the years before the Republic, the Hutts were a dominant force in the galaxy, but they never constructed an empire. In fact, I know of no species that would fit with this information.
Well, the first option obviously isn't right, because the only reason why the droid is speaking Selkath is because that's one of the languages that it was cycling through. Obviously, something must have happened to wipe the Builders out, unless they are still around and they're just going by another name. Which makes me wonder, maybe it's the Sith. Obviously, the Builders were not the name of the species, at least to my knowledge. So let's see if we can ask them if they were called the Sith as well. Well, it could mean either one of two things. The builders are indeed extinct, or no one has just discovered these ruins all this time.
10 revolutions would take more than 20,000 years. If this is true, then this droid is nearly 5,000 years older than the Republic itself. There must be some mistake.
Well, it sure seems like the droid is pretty old. After all, it spoke an ancient dialect of Selkath, and from what I can tell, it seems like the Sand People could have lived on Dantooine for quite a long time, and he spoke their language too. We already know that he is the Overseer, so I'm not going to ask him again, but let's see if we can find out where the Starforge is, though I doubt it will be that easy, though.
The droid must be talking about poor Nemo. The Council sent him here to investigate, and it cost him his life.
Aww, Nemo. That's a bummer. I'm gonna miss that guy. Wait a second, did this droid have something to do with that? Well, let's hope we can get out of here alive. I'm not exactly liking the sound of this.
Revan and Malak unlocked the sealed door and uncovered the secrets of the Starforge. Now Malak is using the Starforge to fuel his conquest of the Republic. We have to find out what they uncovered. We have to find a way to unseal these doors to learn more about the Starforge. The Republic is depending on us.
Alright, we got a journal entry added. Let's check that out. Investigate ruins. You've encountered an ancient droid in these ruins, which purports to be a remnant of a vast, ancient, galaxy-spanning civilization. What happened to this civilization of builders, and what else lies deeper in the ruins, you do not know. You have also found the fate of the Jedi who had been sent to investigate earlier. It would seem he had been slain. Well, hopefully we won't suffer the same fate. So let's go and check out the rest of the ruins. Karth is behind us, so this must be the east side. And there's a Guardian droid over there. These guys are pretty tough, I gotta say. I had a very hard time on this section during my practice run. I didn't die or anything. It was just a very long battle. But ion grenades generally work pretty well. That one didn't do much. But, let's keep Karth back here. Hopefully Bastil and I can tear this guy apart.
What can I do?
Kane is already... Oh, uh-oh.
Ready.
Kane's not looking too good. Also, this droid is immune to quite a few force powers. I think I was able to do something... I think it was Force Whirlwind once, possibly, but I can't remember which one it was. Most of the time, just slashing it is probably the best thing you can do.
I'm here.
Ready.
This one will try to freeze you to death, which is not very pleasant. Now here we got 25 XP from slashing it through here, but we got this message here that says 400 XP received, and I'll explain why here in just a minute. Well, let's see what's behind the droid. We got some sort of computer here. The ancient computer hums and throbs as you approach it. Its screen flickers to life, and a stream of incomprehensible characters scrawl across it. Well, let's, we can try to use our computer skill. Let's see what happens. Given no knowledge of the ancient system and a patent inability to read its output, your attempt is doomed. Okay. It couldn't have been that easy. Well, let's just try pressing a button. A new sequence of equally incomprehensible characters appears on the screen. Well, let's try kicking it. You kick the computer. Your foot hurts. Oh man, that's good. Talk to the computer. The computer goes silent, its screen blank. A few extremely unusual characters then appear on the screen. The computer emits a rapid sequence of tones. You hear one of those tones softly echoed by your datapad. A small data receptacle opens in the front of the ancient machine. Well, it makes sense to put the datapad in there, so let's do it. The computer seems to be interfacing with your datapad. The screen goes blank again, and then more familiar characters begin to appear on the screen. Rusiki? Jesus un so itasuk. Okay, hopefully I pronounced that right. Let's try pressing a button again. Okay, that didn't do anything. Let's try taking the datapad out. Okay, the datapad seems to be locked into the ancient computer. It does not budge. Let's try talking to it again. The computer goes silent again, humming softly. It seems to be processing data from your datapad. Your datapad is released from the receptacle and the machine goes silent for a moment before flickering to life again. Data interpretation complete. Language analysis complete. Interrogative. Identify the 3 primary death-giving seed world types. Well, we're given a choice here, 6 different environments, and it's not too hard to guess what these are. Desert, volcanic, and barren. Planetary type conducive to death. Breaking death seal. Now, if you failed on this, the droid will activate again, and you'll have to kill it again. And when you do, you'll get the 25 XP that you got the first time, but you will not get the 400 XP, which is why we got a separate message about that. Well, presumably we'll find the life-giving world types here. Okay, that didn't work so well.
Yes?
I'm gonna see, this is the fire one. I do not like this guy. Thankfully, Bastila has a disabled droid. And it's not always gonna work on this guy, but it is worth trying. But his fire attacks are pretty powerful.
I'm here.
Sure.
We're slowly getting there. Thankfully, we're good on health this time around.
Ready. Sure.
For some reason, I seem to recall having a very tough time
Time to
with this
rumble.
Yes?
one. Yeah, it's immune to a lot of force attacks. And when it says immune, it really does mean immune.
Ready.
I want to say disabled droid works on this guy. If it says save, that just means that his
How'd you
will
like
save
that?
is greater.
What can I do?
What the computer rolled. Come on.
What?
Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and get this done. There's another droid here, unlike the last room, and in it we can find some stuff, which is always good. And I'll just go ahead and do the same stuff here. Interrogative. Identify the 3 primary life-giving seed world types. And obviously those are oceanic, grassland, and arboreal. Planetary type conducive to life, breaking death, or not death seal, life seal. Alright, well let's go ahead and try going back to the main chamber. I can see why Nemo wasn't able to get past this, because it is tough if it's just you. Looks like there's a shield that got disabled here, so let's see what lies beyond this door. I think this is the door that Malak and Revan were standing in front of when the dream was going on. And there's that thing that they found. What in the world is that?
This must be what Revan and Malak found when they entered this temple. This must be where their journey down the dark side began.
I don't think this is the Star Forge, because apparently that's some sort of factory or weapons plant or something.
This is a map. Some sort of intergalactic navigational chart. Revan and Malak must have used this to lead them to the Star Forge. We could use this map to follow their path and find the Star Forge ourselves, but we must be wary. They may have laid traps or concealed what they found.
Indeed. We still don't know what the Star Forge is, though. How will we know what it is when we find it?
I don't know, but Revan and Malak were very interested in finding it. It must be a tool of some type, or maybe a weapon. Perhaps the Council can tell us more. But I think this map might be the key to finding the Star Forge, whatever it is. See this world here? This looks like Korriban, a Sith world. And if that's Korriban, then this is Kashyyyk, and Dantooine, and here's Manan. But there are pieces missing. Incomplete hyperspace coordinates, corrupted data, and there doesn't seem to be anything indicating where the Star Forge itself might be.
Well, perhaps we can go to those worlds. In fact, we were already planning to go to Dantooine to find Mission's brother, so hopefully we can go check these places out.
I was thinking that too. This map can't take us to the Star Forge, but I know that Revan and Malak visited Korriban at least once. Perhaps they discovered something more there. They may have found something on each of the other worlds that completed this map. Maybe if we find all the pieces, they'll lead us to the Star Forge. Some way to destroy it.
That sounds like quite a supposition. What if you're wrong?
What if I'm right? We can't ignore this. Finding the Star Forge might very well be the key to defeating the Sith. We must inform the Council of what we've discovered. They must decide our next course of action, though I suspect our task has only just begun.
Indeed. Let's try talking to Bastila again.
How can I help? No, not bothering me. Not exactly. I've been thinking about what the Jedi Council said about the two of us. There is a bond between us, I do not dispute that. I can feel it, as I'm sure you can. The nature of that bond and its effect on our mission remain in question.
Is she interested in us in terms of more than just the bond?
Please. I'm a Jedi. Such feelings, such attractions are, well, they're beneath me, quite frankly. I admit I find you intriguing. I find your command of the Force intriguing, but my interest in you is purely academic. Surely you can understand why. Our fates are strongly connected, so connected that a literal bond has been forged between us. I saw your service records when you were transferred aboard the Ender Spire, but nothing beyond that. I know very little about you. I'd like to ask you some questions, given our relationship.
Alright. No, I'm not gonna say that. That's kind of mean.
Don't worry, these are simple questions. Nothing too intrusive. First, what kind of background do you have? Good. On which planet were you born? Excellent. Your current age is? Yes. Well, the truth is, I was studying how you responded to my questions. Your reactions helped me judge you. This was a test for me to learn more about your character.
I must admit, I was very tempted to pick one of the goofy options there, but if you do, then she's going to stop asking you the questions, and you won't get to see all the other goofy options, which is why I didn't do it here. And she's going to get kind of a little upset at you.
You were honest, which is good. And you treated this as a serious matter, which it is. This bond we share will shape both our destinies. It is not to be taken lightly. But I imagine you've had enough questions for a while. So many things have happened to you since Taris. It's probably a lot for you to absorb. We can speak again later, after you've had time to think about all this.
Okay.
How can I help?
Let's see if she has anything else to say.
I do. How did you know? I'm a Jedi. I am far too disciplined to betray my emotions with outward physical displays. We both know the real reason you have some idea of what I'm thinking, the bond we share. Our connection allows us glimpses into each other's mind. We can feel some of what the other feels, and what I feel within you troubles me. A Padawan must receive considerable training. They must learn to control their emotions and darker impulses. Often it takes years before using the Force can be considered safe. The fact that you are so strong in the Force and have had such relatively little training could have terrible consequences. For you, and for everyone around you. I don't think there's much you can do. If things were different, I would recommend several years of training under one of the Jedi Masters, but I fear that won't be possible. Thankfully, you've exhibited a degree of compassion and self-control up to this point. I sincerely hope you can maintain these traits in the future. We must all resist the influence of the dark side. It's everything we are fighting against. This is doubly important for you, with your natural affinity for the Force.
At this point in the game, if you had been choosing a bunch of dark side options, she will say that you've been giving into your base instincts or something like that. And in many ways, Bastila, in case you haven't been able to tell by now, is very much the game's moral compass. Even if she can be a little bit overbearing sometimes, I know that her intentions are right, and I know she's not upset at me, she just wants me to be careful. And as I said earlier, I can understand why the Jedi are being so cautious after what had happened with both Exar Kun and the whole debacle with Revan and Malak.
That's good to hear. Without the proper training, however, I'm afraid you will find the path difficult even with the best of intentions. There's great danger ahead for both of us. Our destinies are intertwined. Everything one of us does will have consequences for the other. Any reckless behavior on your part is likely to affect me as well.
Aw, I won't do anything to hurt Bastila. But she could help us too, right?
Yes, that is true. I will do my best to guide you, but I am no master. Not yet. And there are times when I find the sheer strength of your power almost overwhelming. Your power could be a gift or a curse. When you need guidance or advice or support, I will do my best to help you stay on the path of the light. I only hope I have the wisdom to help you through the dark times. But for now, we should return to our mission.
Sounds like a plan. Well, we're done here in this room and in the ancient ruins, so now it's time to return to the Enclave. I'm not going to use the rapid transit system because I want to visit Elise on the way back, as well as John. I will, however, use Burst of Speed, though. Or Night Speed now. Forgot we don't have Burst of Speed anymore. So we've been charged with finding the rest of the clues to go to the Starforge. Let's hope the Jedi Council agrees with our assessment of the situation and deems our decision to go to these other planets a wise one. I'm not going to worry about the Calf Hounds unless they attack, because I do want to go ahead and head back. And let's tell Elise the news.
My droid is still missing. I can feel him like a hole in my aching heart.
Really now. I am very glad we destroyed this droid.
My droid? Destroyed? No. No, this cannot be happening. I can't bear to live without him.
That may be true for now, but I think it will be better in the long run. Now we got a journal entry for that, and this is still an active quest. It's not a completed quest yet, which, if you're wanting to complete everything, is very important to note. You told Elise that her droid had been destroyed. She was devastated. She ran off toward the Jedi Enclave. So, in order to complete the quest, we actually need to visit Elise and tell her what happened, or see how she's doing.
Now those Mandalorians know what it's like to be hunted, but now that you've killed some of them, they won't stop until you've defeated their leader. You must find him and kill him too.
Thankfully, we have killed their leaders, so we can let him know.
Thank you, young master. My daughter can now, I think, rest in peace. Here is the reward I promised you.
Now, if you actually demand more here, he will refuse the reward entirely. So you definitely don't want to do that.
Again, I thank you. I will be sure to tell the council of your great deed.
And we got 1,000 credits from that. That's good. In case you haven't noticed by now, generally, the light side options when it comes to rewards... We'll talk to Karth in a minute. The light side options when it comes to rewards are to refuse the rewards. And the dark side options are to demand more, and the neutral options are to accept the rewards. And for the most part, I'm probably going to be accepting the rewards in this game. I don't really do that with any regrets, just because I know I'll be getting a lot of dark side, or a lot of light side points, rather, not dark side points, a lot of light side points from everything else I'll be doing. And if we look here, we'll find Elise and somebody named Samt. Well, let's try talking to her.
I took the loss of my droid much too hard. I feel I must apologize.
Oh, I don't hold it against her.
But I must. I was much too attached to my droid. It was all that was left of my husband, you see. Maybe I thought that through the droid, my husband could live again, be with me still.
I think we understand. Love can do strange things to anyone.
But I went too far. I could not see what was missing in living a normal life. Fortunately, in my grief, I returned here and ran into Samt, an absolutely fascinating man.
Well, that didn't take too long.
Samt and I got to talking, and, well, we have a lot in common. I think we'll be seeing more of each other. It's funny how things work out in the end. Maybe there is such a thing as fate, after all. But I think we should be going now. We have so much more to talk about. I just wanted to thank you for what you've done for me, and what you tried to do. Goodbye, and thank you.
You're welcome. Strangely enough, we didn't get any light side points for that. I thought you get light side points if you send her back here and to find Samt and get rid of the droid. I guess I was mistaken about that. You can also try talking to Samt, which I forgot to do here, and he'll actually be pretty rude to you. That's kind of not exactly a good sign for their relationship.
You have returned, young Padawan. Have you discovered what it was that Revan and Malak sought in those ruins?
We should consult the Jedi archives to see if there's any mention of the Star Forge and what it might do. We must learn why Revan and Malak sought it out.
Return to your ship with Bastila, and we will summon you when we are done. Padawan, you have done well in discovering the star map hidden within the ancient ruins. But there is more you must do in the battle against Malak and the Sith. We Jedi know victory over the Sith will not come through martial might. The Council has a mission for you, Padawan.
I've consulted our vast archives in an effort to discover the nature of this Star Forge, but all my efforts have been in vain.
Still, the Council are in agreement. The Star Forge must be found. Revan and Malak sought it out when they began their tragic fall. The Star Forge is surely a powerful tool of the dark side.
The star map in the ruins showed you 4 planets, but it was incomplete. It did not show the location of the Star Forge itself. We believe there may be similar star maps on other planets. Each star map is likely a small piece of a larger puzzle. Find the star maps on Kashyyyk, Dantooine, Manan, and Korriban, and we believe they will lead you to the Star Forge.
That sounds like quite an assumption, to think that there are actually maps on the other worlds. Clues I can understand, but actual maps. I'm not sure exactly how they jumped to that conclusion, but I suppose there could be, though. And right now it is the only option we've got, and I'm willing to find anything that we need to get to the Star Forge. So let's go ahead and go for it.
The Jedi numbers have been ravaged by this war, by defections to Malak's cause, and by Sith assassins. But we realize the importance of this mission. Yet if we send a company of Jedi Knights with you, we would surely draw the full attention of Malak and the Sith, dooming your efforts to failure. Secrecy is our best defense against the Sith, but it would be foolish to send you on this quest without someone to aid you, young Padawan. Bastila will accompany you, for there is a powerful connection between you two. A connection that might be the key to unraveling the mysteries uncovered by Revan. And Juhani has also asked to accompany you. After long deliberation, we have granted her request.
Juhani nearly fell to the dark side. Perhaps her presence will serve as a reminder to you of the dangers of that path.
Don't worry, I'm not going to fall to the dark side. However, I also want to take along my other friends that I picked up, not just Bastila and Juhani.
Of course, those who aided you on Taris will also come. They possess skills you may find useful in your quest. Remember that secrecy and discretion are paramount to your success. You will not be able to hide the fact that you are a Jedi, nor should you. But the true nature of your mission must not reach Malak's ears. You may return here at any time. Dantooine will be a sanctuary for you, a safe haven. Here you can find supplies and whatever advice or other aid we may give you.
You can leave whenever you wish. The sooner the better. The longer you wait, the stronger Malak becomes. But first, a warning, young Padawan. The lure of the dark side is difficult to resist. I fear this quest to find the Star Forge could lead you down an all too familiar path.
The fate of the galaxy is in your hands, young Padawan. We pray you are up to the challenge. May the Force be with you.
We will do our best, and hopefully we can succeed. Let's read what our journal says. A quest for the Star Forge. The Jedi Council has instructed you to seek out the ancient star maps scattered about the galaxy in the hopes of uncovering the location of the mysterious Star Forge as Revan and Malak did before you. Also, we got a quest for Juhani. The Jedi Council have said that you will be accompanied by Juhani, a young Cathar Jedi. She seems to be still troubled by her emotions. Perhaps in time you can help her. We will have the character quests here until they turn into the actual missions that we'll have to go on, like Mission's Brother, for instance. But Juhani is now a part of our team now, and this is why I was trying to make sure that I could rescue her in the Grove. Because if you kill her, you'll be short an entire party member. And that's not very good. So even if you are dark side, you definitely want to be nice there. Because it's always good to have Juhani on your team.
Runda di hotonga kun hunkabi. Wana kun bez ching palamule tonking ba nunotek.
Tong haitwam jiji lumpa. Nita poe tikito. Dolpa da bonkwaleo gandona chuchut.
Ka chikun ida hodonga. Yiking kuno bamulera chikun.
You mean there could be actually more things out there that could be dangerous than the Sith? Or things that could be more dangerous than the Sith?
Takum just tak miki grabelmogo. Kachichu ita bodunga. Dolbabank waleo ganda naru chuchut.
Runda di hotonga kun hunkabi. Wana kun bez ching palamule tonking ba nunotek.
So basically, it's a Force vampire.
Ka chikun ida hodonga. Yiking kuno bamulera chikun. Slimo podona rundi hodunga ku.
Muchashak pakat. Kiye no namapaule rachikun.
Runda di hodonga kun hunkabi. Wana kun bez ching palamule.
40 years ago was when the Exar Kun War happened.
Takum just tak miki grabelmogo. Kachichu ita bodunga. Dolbabank waleo ganda naru chuchut. Tong haitwam jiji lumpa. Nita poe tikito. Dolpa da bonkwaleo gandona chuchu.
The Great Hunt?
Ka chikun ida hodonga. Yiking kuno bamulera chikun.
We ita nandayata. Wata yuma wama huhu nandetek.
Runda di hodonga kun hunkabi. Wana kun bez ching palamule. Ka Kachikun Itahodonga, Ikinkuno Pamuleratikun, Slimopodona.
We itanandayata. Wata yuma wamahuhu nandatik. Shatung ni pat.
Runda di Hodonga kun hunkabi. Wana kun bez ching palamule.
That does not sound good, because we're going to be going to Korban.
Kachikun Itahodonga, Ikinkuno Pamuleratikun, Slimopodonar. Runda di Hodonga kun hunkabi. Wana kun bez ching palamule tunki.
We itanandayata. Wata yuma wamahuhu nandatik.
Kachikun Itahodonga, Ikinkuno Pamuleratikun. Kachikun Itahodonga, Ikinkuno Pamuleratikun.
Alright, well, we'll be sure to keep an eye out for the Terentatex. I think that's how you pronounce it, Terentatex. And that's all we can do now. So it's time to leave Dantooine now. And we will do that and explore our ship in the next video.